till the lights go down, 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 till the lights go down, down, down. I've been feeling alright, I've been taking.
What is poppin' YouTube? We got Crypto Bombs back. I'm bringing you guys another video, and today we are in week 10 in the Krash, going up against Codster and his Philadelphia Floatzels. Sorry if I messed it up, man, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And yeah, coming into it, we're both actually 6-3, I think. Actually, interesting thing is we have one more match after this, but it actually ended up getting forfeited because the guy that we were going to play ended up forfeiting the last few of his games. So we figured since it was the end of the season, we weren't going to find a replacement. So I do get a win for that. So I guess I'm 7-3 going to this, and then Koster's 6-3. So he's had a pretty good season too. So definitely don't want to take him lightly. And yeah, anyways, I'll go ahead and go into the teams, and I'll put them up on screen right now. As you guys can see, there's my team like usual, and then below that we're going to have Codster's team with the Bisharp, Kingdra, Electivire, Amoonguss, Pelipper, Infernape, Cresselia, Gligarb, Drifblim, Purugly, or Purugly, whatever you want to call it, Mega Diancie, and the Ghostium Z. So I'm looking at his team, it's like he's got some threats in there. It's a little bit all over the place, his team is. It's definitely not a bad team by any means though. Just like he's got a little bit of a Rain Core in there with like Infernape as a threat, but I feel like the Rain kind of hinders it a little bit. Just because Flare Blitz can kind of hit my team pretty hard in a sense. So that's kind of nice that his Rain hinders it a little bit. Something like Electivire is a pretty big threat against my team. I don't really have the best pivots to it. I do have Mega Steelix, of course, but it can have access to things like I don't know if it gets any like setup moves, but it does get Power Up Punch. So if it's like Power Up Punch, Earthquake, that can be a bit of a problem because my team's kind of ground weak. Things like the Amoonguss is a little bit of annoyance against my team. The Rain isn't really too big of a problem because I do have answers to it, but unless he brings a physical Kingdra, that could be a bit of a problem for my team, as he's brought physical before, like Dragonite's Kingdra, so I'm not going to count it out of the picture yet. And then he's got something like the Mega Diancie, which is just an absolute monster, like not even max F, max HP. Careful, Mega Steelix can take 2 Earth Powers from it, so yeah, that thing's a problem for sure, and it's going to be hard to check. Cresselia, I'll go ahead and try to break down what I'm going to do to the Cresselia is just going to be annoying. Like, I have ways to break it down, but it's definitely tough to. Obviously, it's a really, really fat mon, so if we were to put it on timer with potential toxic, that'd be great. That's kind of the main idea what we're going with here, but anyways, yeah. Get into the team itself. As you guys can see, the full lineup right there, we're still yet to bring Darmanitan, so it'll happen hopefully. Next match you'll probably see that was in the playoffs, so don't know who will play yet, of course, because there's still a lot of matches to be played, and then next week's matches, because like I said, we had a forfeit, so hopefully Darmanitan will get to come at least once this season. But yeah, anyways, get into our mons. First off, we have the Tornadus Therian right here. Life Orb. Life Orb is just really good this game with some coverage moves. Obviously, I have a couple of inaccurate moves, more like Iron Tail, and then Hurricane being the main stab, but as you guys can see, he does have the Rain combination of Pelipper and Kingdra, and I really do expect Kingdra to come, and if Kingdra comes, I do expect Pelipper to come, so Hurricane should be able to give me one. I should be able to get 100% accuracy Hurricanes if he does bring the Pelipper, or I will be if he has the Pelipper, because Drought and whatnot, or not Drought, but Drizzle. And then yeah, we just have 2 other coverage moves. The Super Power is there for the Bisharp, just because I don't want that set up in SD, because Sucker Punch is just annoying for my team. And yeah, and then I have the Iron Tail there just for the Mega Diancie, just in case I feel like I'm in a position where I need to send out my Tornadus to revenge the Diancie. Obviously, it's a 75% accuracy move, so it's not the greatest or anything. So yeah, and then Toxic right here is because his main switch into this is probably going to be the Cresselia, just because it takes every hit, fine. And the other switch in would be potential Assault Vest Electivire, or just like a max HP Electivire in general. I think would be a switch into this. So I have the Toxic right there as a lure, so if I can figure out what a switch in would be to this, so that's the idea there. And then we have enough speed to outspeed his fastest mon being Mega Diancie. Of course, if he gets Kingdra on the Rain Wall speed or any other choice scarfers, and we'll run the max special attack with 88 in HP. Pretty solid mon this game. Cool coverage, and then Toxic lure. That's the kind of cool. Tornadus is just a monster. Getting into the next mod, we are bringing our pretty much max Spadef Melodic right here with leftovers Scald, Toxic, Cover, and Magic Coat. Now, the first 3 moves are really easy for me. Then I just threw Magic Coat on there because, honestly, I'm a little bit annoyed by the Electivire this game, and if he's like a mixed variant, then that could be kind of troublesome for my main switch-in, which I'll explain here in a little bit. But I have Miracle right there just in case if I ever figure out that Electivire has Volt Switch, and I think he's going to go for it on a turn with Melodics in. that I might just go for the Mirror Coat. And obviously, I'd be giving up a pretty good chunk of health on Melodic, but it'd be worth it to potentially kill off something that could that you Volt Switch into. His only Dark type being the Bisharp, which I don't think he'd go Bisharp on a Melodic, but if he did predict the Mirror Coat, then awesome play. And then we have 36 speed right here. It's to outspeed Cresselia, just in case he's a substitute variant, which I think I've seen him run before. It might have been a different league or something though, but we have enough speed to outspeed a Cresselia if he doesn't have any speed, and then we can potentially Toxic it before it gets a substitute up, which is the idea there. And Toxic's really cool to catch Kingdra, of course. We can recover off any hit it wants to go for. Not even Specs Draco can two-shot me, which is really nice. Even if he's like, okay, never mind, I was going to say if he's like Mentaler to get rid of the drop, but that means he wouldn't be Specs, so... yeah, no variant of Kingdra or no special variant of Kingdra can two-shot Melodic at all, like not even close. And then if he's physical and starts setting up Dragon Dance, we can take any hits, and he'd have to lock himself into Outrage eventually. And as you can see, we have like a Steelix right here that can revenge that if he does decide to be physical and lock himself into that, of course. So really cool mon here. Getting into my next mon, we have Enigma, my Nesper right here with the Expert Belt, and then just a ton of coverage moves. We have the Thunder right here because I am expecting the rain to come. We have Ice Beam, Psychic, and Hidden Power Fighting. Enough speed to outspeed Bisharp. Obviously, Sucker Punch is a thing, and all my moves are attacking moves, so Sucker Punch will be able to make contact with me, but I do have enough HP investment to take a, I believe a Dread Plate boosted max attack, Bisharp's attack, Sucker Punch. But if he's like Life Orb or something, I'm pretty sure he has a good chance to knock me out, so that's pretty unfortunate, but I feel like it's always going to be like a sort of a 50-50. I don't really know if you'd call it a 50-50, but he could Pursuit Shot me on potential switch out, or he could Sucker Punch on what he would expect to be a fighting coverage move. So kind of a up in the air play there, but moves like Psychic is just good as general stab for the Infernape and the Amoonguss. Things like Thunder for the Pelipper, obviously. If I ever, I'm going to lead, my plan is to lead with this one. Just in case he leads with Pelipper and wants to go for like a U-turn or something on me, being like a Spadef Pelipper, he still doesn't live a Thunder at all, unless he's Wakan. And then Ice Beam's here for the things like the Gligar, as well as it just hits the Amoonguss as well, I guess. Like, I'd have Psychic, but Ice Beam's a good mid-ground in case I want to try to hit it on the switch-in or something for some reason if he switched in Amoonguss to this, which would be weird, but just in case. Yeah, pretty good coverage moves. Expert Belt right there is for the extra damage. I believe it ensures that the Ice Beam always knocks out Fizdef Gligar, which is really solid. So that's good, even with the Violet, of course. Next one, we have our Mega Steelix right here with Heavy Slam, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, and Curse. Yeah, this one's pretty good this game, besides his rank 4. So if Melodic can potentially deal with his rank 4, then this mon can actually pretty much go in. It's a potential win con this game. It's not amazing win con, but it's pretty solid. Kind of a mixed defensive set, mainly defensive, to potentially take on Electivire sets. I'm pretty sure I said his only way to set up with Electivire is Power Up Punch, like offensively, if he's a physical variant, which I kind of expect. Yeah, I kind of expect physical anyways. So this is a pretty good check to it. It can easily take any, it can take Earthquakes. I believe it takes like 2 Earthquakes, has a chance to take 3 depending on his investment, or what kind of item he is. And we do have Curse on there in case we can curse up on something like the Cresselia, for example. One Cresselia set I am a little bit worried about is if he's the Flame Orb Psycho Shift set, because not only can I not Toxic it, but he can potentially shift the Flame Orb over to my Mega Steelix, being the only mon that can potentially take it on 1v1 without a Toxic. So yeah, that's pretty rough if he is that variant. I need to scout for that if he is that, and then I need to try to play around that as I can. So, and then Heavy Slam Earthquake's there. Heavy Slam's for the Mega Diancie. I mean, I do have Earthquake for that thing too, but I believe Heavy Slam was there to hit something that Earthquake didn't, though, which was Gligar. In case I was able to get a couple curses up and Gligar came in late game against me, I have Heavy Slam there just in case I'm able to get cursed up. Obviously, Earthquake can't hit it. And I do have a knockoff on in the back here, as you can see, so if I knock off the Violet on Gligar, I can potentially win with Curse Steelix at the end of the game, if all goes well. Of course, I don't think I had any reason for the Spadef EVs, but I'm pretty sure the max defense allowed me to take 3 Earthquakes from Electivire if it was a non-boosted item, so that's pretty nice. Next one, we have our Dragonite right here with the Lumberry, Dragon Claw, Dragon Dance, Earthquake, and Ice Punch. This one, like, it's another one of my setup mons, but it can't really break through the Cresselia, so I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to deal with that earlier on. But otherwise, this mon can actually go in on his team. The only other mon that I have to worry about potentially if I'm at +2 is the Amoonguss. I still believe lives in Ice Punch if he's Fizdef, so it's definitely something I want to play around. And I do expect him to pack the Spore on his Amoonguss this week, so I'm gonna have to watch out for that. Considering my only thing that would want to come in on Spore, or that can naturally come in on Spore and not be worried about falling asleep, is Meganium, and Amoonguss beats Meganium because of its poison type, so I have an idea here in the back. But yeah, right here, Dragon Knight, naturally, we have enough investment to outspeed a Bisharp, I believe, is our investment here again. And then we can set up Dragon Dances on whatnot. We have Dragon Claw, Earthquake, and Ice Punch just to hit the generality of his team. Dragon Claw at neutral, I believe, even kills Kingdra, but at +1 we always knock it out, of course. And then I believe that's really the only reason we have Dragon Claw, just for the Kingdra, because +1 Earthquake doesn't knock it out. And I don't want to get smacked with an Ice Beam potentially, so that's the idea there. Ice Punch is there generally just for the Gligar. And then Earthquake hits a lot of things super effectively, like the Mega Diancie, Bisharp, Infernape, and Electivire, if I didn't say that already. Yeah, it hits a good amount of stuff, hit super effectively. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. This is a pretty good late game win con for sure as well. And getting into our last mon, we have the Safety Goggles Drapion right here, Purple Wave with the knockoff Earthquake, Agility, and Swords Dance. Originally I did have the Fellstinger over Swords Dance, but I wasn't really, like, I was thinking about the matchup. I wasn't really thinking I would have a good opportunity to click Fellstinger on anything after it's being weakened down a lot. I thought Swords Dance would be a lot better if I can potentially set up on something like the Amoonguss, because as you can see we have the Safety Goggles on deck. So Amoonguss really can't touch us. Sludge Bomb does about 25%, which is a decent amount. Obviously I don't have any recovery, so I gotta keep that in mind. But if I'm able to get up 1 Agility and a Swords Dance, probably should have. I had a different set before this that wasn't Agility, so I probably should have changed the speed investment to make sure I outspeed a Kingdra after an Agility. Just because after an Agility, a Kingdra in the ring can't outspeed me if he's max speed, so a little bit of misprep on my part right there. I forgot to change it back after I had a different set, but so say I had like an Agility on the Swords Dance stuff, this could potentially clean late game if I have things weakened down and whatnot. And it's also another mon that can potentially just knock off the Cresselia, which is another annoying mon for me in general. So yeah, that's pretty much the team. Overall, I feel pretty good with it. I didn't really talk about his things like the Drifblim and Purugly as much, but Drifblim can carry the Ghost EMZ if he decides to bring that. And then if Purugly comes, I expect some kind of fake out shenanigans set. I don't really know, but anyways, that's the team building. If you guys enjoyed, yeah, hope you enjoyed. So I'll go ahead and get into the battle. Peace. Alright guys, we're back with the battle, and as you guys can see, Codster elected to bring the Bisharp, Kingdra, Amoonguss, Electivire, Pelipper, and Infernape, so definitely pretty much what I expected. No Cresselia though, and no Mega Diancie. I definitely expected the Mega Diancie. Cresselia was just something to be annoying, but I'm really surprised he didn't bring the Mega Diancie, just because I don't really have any hard checks to it. I can potentially just pivot around it, but it's definitely a big threat, so I'm glad not to see it. But looking at the team, I'm not really too worried about anything in particular unless that is a Dragon Dance Kingdra. Then I do need to play around that carefully because, like I said, if I don't keep my Steelix healthy, then he can potentially set up a couple Dragon Dances and outrage through my team. So definitely a big threat on his side. So, but looking at the matchup, I'm looking at Mesprit, and it looks like a solid lead. I'm not really seeing a great switch in on his team to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and lead with it, as he is going to elect to lead with his Infernape. So maybe a little bit of a misplay on my turn 1 right here. I could have just went right for the Psychic, but on the off chance he went right into Bisharp, I wanted to potentially just break any potential Choppleberry. Immediately just go for the HP fighting right here because I didn't really fear anything from the Infernape. So I'm going to go for the HP fighting on his Stealth Rocks right here. And probably should have expected that because I've seen him bring Focus Sash Infernape a lot with rocks. So good play on his part, staying right there. Gonna click Psychic, and we do a billion to that Pelipper right there, 55%. So Mesprit really putting in a lot of work from the get-go. And right here, maybe thinking he would just... I really didn't think he'd sack his Pelipper because I knew Kingdra was probably going to be his main way of winning this game. I thought he'd probably pull a switch in Bisharp, thinking I might just go for Psychic again in 2 shots, and he doesn't really have another good pivot around Psychic besides going hard Bisharp. So I'm actually going to make the play right here and just click Thunder. It does about half to anything, or half the Bisharp if he wants to come in, but you're going to see he's actually max HP, and I actually get a Paralyze right there, which may seems like it sucks a lot, but he's actually, I actually outspeed him with my investment. He's not like Choice Scarf or anything. We talked about it after the game, but he is, I believe he was Dread Plate or Black Glasses or something. So either way, Sucker Punch wouldn't have knocked me out right there because he didn't have enough, he didn't have a strong enough boosting item, and he didn't even go for Sucker on that turn. So he might have went for Pursuit or something, but we knocked him out right there with the Hidden Power Fighting. And Infernape comes right back in. So he goes for the U-turn. Probably was pretty predictable, but I just clicked Psychic right here because it was pretty free. And I am going to get 51% off on the Electivire. I'm going to save my Mesprit because it still outspeeds the Pelipper. I can hit that with a Thunder. It still beats the Amoonguss in the back with just Psychic in general. And then the Infernape would be able to knock me out now, but like I said, Mesprit's still good for a couple months. So, and the big threat's in on this team. The main, or well, not the main threat, this and the Kingdra. I don't really know the Kingdra set yet, but I'm going to take this opportunity to go into my Felix because he actually just goes right for the Wild Charge. So this is good for me. I can go ahead and just get my rocks up right here, and this is going to pressure the Pelipper every time I look to come and get rain up. It brings in the Kingdra. I'm going to make a play right into my Milotic right here. just because I really don't have another play. If he set up a Dragon Dance right there, that would have been pretty bad. I could take any one attack after he goes for Dragon Dance, so definitely could have brought Dragon Tail or Haze or something. Thinking back to it, I probably could have brought Dragon Tail over Mirko, because Mirko, like, yeah, it's kind of nice for like Volt Switch on Electivire, but it dealt with a Dragon Tail Kingdra, which I really wasn't prepped for the best. So yeah, definitely should have brought Dragon Tail in my opinion after this match. But he's actually just going to go right for the Hydro Pump, and that does 25%, revealing that he's Life Orb right here. And I can actually just click Recover in case he wants to go for the Draco Meteor right here. But he's going to go right into the Amoonguss. And I'm going to take this opportunity to go into my check, being the Drapion, and I'm expecting the Spore to come out right here because it's pretty good against my team, like I was talking about. And like you're going to see right there, the safety goggles coming into play. And I can elect to actually just go for Swords Dance right here. Why did I go for Swords Dance? I don't really know why I went for Swords Dance. Yeah, just in case he wanted to stay in right there, I kind of want to see what he'd do. I didn't really think he'd go hard into something like Kingdra. I really didn't think he'd go hard Kingdra right there. If he did on my Swords Dance, obviously I'd have to pivot back out into Milotic, but he goes into Pelipper right here, so at this point I'm +2, and I'm just going to click Knockoff right here. We already revealed we're faster than this thing from our Mesprit, or did we reveal we're faster? I don't think we ever did, but I have a strong feeling that this is not Choice Scarf Pelipper or anything like that, and even if he is Hydro Pump, I don't think knocking out at this range if he's Scarfed, so I'm going to take this opportunity to click Knockoff. He doesn't really have a good play to switch in or switch into +2 Knockoff, and he goes back right back into the Kingdra. So I'm going to take the opportunity to double back into my Milotic. Pretty fair switch in because I know he's special at this point. Hydro Mist right there doesn't really matter too much because even if he hit that, he would have had the Draco crit me the next turn to kill me. So then he just goes for Ice Beam right here. So I don't know. I guess he's trying to freeze me at this point, but I do have Scald, so it's not a big deal. And he just clicks Ice Beam right there. So I click Mirror Coat, seeing if he clicked Draco right there, which probably was a little bit of a misplay. Could have just clicked Recover first. So I don't know about that. But he's going to click Draco here as I click the Skull, thinking he might just continue clicking Ice Beam. So, yeah, I'm going to get the burn right there, actually. And as you can see, I'm actually going to be able to just recover off the Draco damage pretty easily right here. As he actually just goes for Ice Beam again, predicting my recover, I guess. So, yeah, we're going to be able to get back up to pretty much full. And the King's just going to die to the burn. Yeah, I did burn first turn on Skull, but it didn't really matter too much. He's going to bring in the Electivire right here. I'm going to bring in Steelix once again. I figured he'd probably make a different play this time. Obviously, Steelix is a pretty easy switch in. So he does go for the Power Punch right here. So he's at +1. I know I can live any Earthquake. He's not even Life Orb, so I could have even lived the Ninth, or I could have lived the Life Orb hit right there. Well, actually, I wouldn't have been able to live Life Orb, Power Punch, and the Life Orb Earthquake right there. So that's a lie. So he could have potentially killed me right there. I would have had to make a switch into the. Wow, that could actually have been a bit of a problem if he had Ice Punch, yeah, because then I would have had to send out Dragonite, and then Dragonite would have probably died to +1. So yeah, definitely misprepped a little bit here. I didn't really prep the longest for this game. Definitely have a lot of patches, or a lot of places I could have patched up, I realize now, but it's not a big deal as we are able to knock him out there, luckily. So he's going to send out Infernape right here. Now, I could have went hard into my Dragonite, but I didn't know if he was carrying the HP Ice immediately. I really didn't think he would, so I actually go into my Dragonite here. I'm making all these weird plays, thinking about it now. Flare Blast does a lot, but for some reason I clicked Dragon Dance right here when I could have just clicked Outrage, because, or not Outrage, but Earthquake. And I know I can't even kill the Amoonguss in one hit with the Ice Punch right here. So I'm actually just going to make the switch right back into my Drapion, so I can avoid any type of Spore, and then elect to set up a Swords Dance actually on this Amoonguss, and then Drapion should be able to clean up this game from here unless he has like Stomping Tantrum or that crits me. So yeah, at this point I set up the FD. I actually get a huge hit off right there with Knockoff, so he's like max Spadef, I guess, to take on easily switch into Milotic and stuff, I guess. That's fair enough, I guess. But yeah, anyways, GG to Contra. Definitely a pretty fun game. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of the regular season, guys, for the Krash. Pretty fun season. The team was fun to use. I definitely, the team got a little bit, like as you can see right here, we have Mega Steelix over Mega Mawile now, so it's definitely not as good as now, but like I'm enjoying Mega Steelix. It's a pretty fun mon. It has some cool sets. Like it's not as like versatile as some Megas and stuff. Obviously, it's not, but it's a cool Mega to try out. So I just want to mainly try it out. So I'm excited to see what we can do in playoffs. We'll see how far we can do, or see how far we can go. Yeah, anyways, that's gonna be it for me, guys. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if new. And yeah, peace.